Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to set up a virtual lab environment for RHEL 9.3. This will be incredibly useful for practicing the concepts and commands, which we'll be covering in the upcoming RH124 and RH134 courses. So now there are a couple of ways to approach this. If you have a Red Hat subscription, you can utilize their pre-configured lab environment. However, if you don't have a subscription, no worries. I will guide you through the creating our own lab setup from scratch using the Virtualbox. I will walk you through the entire process step by step, from creating the virtual machines to configure the network settings. And note, creating this lab environment at the beginning stage is the basic step to understand the process of setting up the lab environment for good practices. So now we'll be installing the RHEL 9.3 on the two virtual machines, configuring their network settings so they can communicate with each other. And then that test connection. This will give you a good foundation for understanding the network configuration in RHEL. Now that we have covered the basics, let's get started with the installation. First, you will need a VirtualBox and RHEL ISO image, which you can download from online. I've added both the links in the description to download the required stuff. Once you have downloaded both, open the VirtualBox installer and follow the prompts. I will walk you through the process step by step. So now I will show you the page where you can download the VirtualBox. So this link is been attached in the description. So here you can select the OS which you are using with your primary laptop, which you are ready to make that as an lab environment. So on your primary laptop, the basic specification of the machine could be within 16 GB or 8 GB of RAM. That will be more convenient. So for my specification, I have used about 238 GB of storage and 16 GB of RAM. Okay, so now I have an VirtualBox downloader file and RHEL base OS. So these three links are being completely added in the descriptions. So here you can find the ISO images. You can download whichever the version that you needed. So currently the exam is for EX200 exam is currently running out with the RHEL 9.3 version. So I prefer with that version. And also while downloading the ISO, it would request you for an Red Hat account. So you can utilize this link for registering the Red Hat account and download the ISO. So this is clear. Now coming back to the installer, so I'll just start with the installation. Yeah, so you can select the features that you would like to install it on. So now successfully we have installed the Oracle VirtualBox 7.1.8 installation. Okay, so I'll just complete this. So sometimes this could require a reboot. You can reboot your machine. So now I'll open the Oracle VirtualBox. So now we'll start adding the virtual machines for our test practices. So click on add. So now we'll create an virtual machine. So click on new and name it as red hat. So you can select the folder wherever that the virtual machine that you can dump it on. The ISO image. So then click next. Here you can set the username, whatever the password that you are required. So I have named as host name as server A. Then click next. This is the hardware resource allocation. So where you can give your custom spec whatever as per your requirements. So the base memory, which is physical memory, which stands with 2 GB, it's 2048 MB, and I can increase it with 2 CPUs and click next. Also, I can give 25 GB for an virtual hard disk. Then click next. So this is the complete overview of the custom specs which you have been selected on there for the final node. Then we can create the virtual machine. Okay, as I informed, we'll create one more new virtual machine. So it will be two different uh, machines. Let us name this as red at 2. Okay, follow the same procedure. I've named this as server B. As usual, 2 GB with 2 CPUs and 25 GB space for hard disk. So machine is powering up and it is getting ready. We'll move on to the first mission. Okay, so now we are entered into full screen mode. You can use the cursor option to come back to normal screen scale mode, or if not required, then next process is to select the languages. We'll first set up the root password. It could be your choice for setting up the password. Then click done. Then come back to the network connections. So here you'll find the Ethernet connection which has been attached. So configure. So this will be the internet link which is being present on the machine. Interface name. You can create a new Ethernet device as well. So currently now I'll be creating the hostname as server A and apply. And click done. For partition I'll be selecting this, the 25 GB of space that we've been selected. The next step to select the hard disk and select done. Automatic pairing will be completed. So then begin with installation. This could take some time to install the operating system. Note on each virtual box when you enter into the new operating system. So once you are inside the terminal or the GNU mode, you need to use the right side of the control button to exit. So this indicates the right side of the control button to exit from the screen. And then you can go back to the virtual box to look into the second machine, and this is the process to view the normal machine. And once you enter here the control option, you can also make this with a full screen mode. Select the language that you are convenient with. as usual, set up with the root password. Make sure you follow the steps very slowly with a step by step. It's all ad- then enter the hostname. Just refresh. You can rescan the disk here. Yeah, okay. The storage configuration should be automatic. Then click done. This should automatically set up the partition and then begin with the installation. Now, same, use the control option and come out. We'll go back to the first. So once the installation is process completed, I will explain the next step. Now the installation process has been completed successfully. We'll reboot the system. So the second machine is still configuring. We'll wait. So now the machine is up. Can give the name. This will be your local account. So you enter the enterprise login. New account will be set up when you can start using the Red Hat Enterprise Linux. So this task will be performed on both Red Hat 1 and Red Hat 2. So now currently it shows that system not registered. In upcoming videos, I'll be explaining what needs to be done for registering the Red Hat mission and how to subscribe with Red Hat. So currently now we are ready with the two different missions with the same operating system. So we have a Virtualbox, Red Hat and Red Hat 2. So this is the complete setup of a practicing lab for our next upcoming topics for which we come get through the RH124 and RH134. So we can use one of these machines with an connectivity of PuTTY, and I will explain each step how this is being used and what all things that we can learn for becoming a master in Red Hat RHCA and complete the exam. So thank you. I will meet you soon in the next session.